point in time, because there is still some heat in the stove as I'm using a electric stove. I'm moving it away from the fire, and then with the heat in the oil, I'm going to add the biryani powder that I said, just that 2 teaspoons, and I will add a little bit the chili powder, and that little bit of turmeric which I already said. I'm not telling you the proportions now because I've already showed you what proportions I was going to put. So these powders, being fine particles, get burnt very easily. That's why I just allow them to get cooked in the heat of the already existing oil. I don't put it on fire. If you put it on fire, these small particular materials become charcoal and they taste bad. So this is the concoction we have now, and I'll tell you what we're going to do in the next step in a short while. Cut that. Right, so this is the whole chicken. This is beyond the scope of how to make a biryani, but my father taught me how to cut the chicken, at least how to dismember it so that further smaller pieces can be made to your choice. But this is a simple way to cut a chicken scientifically. So you go through that thigh crease, just cut the soft tissue, and you see it the whole thing opening up, and you go all the way in there, and then you just do that, and the hip joint dislocates, and then you just slice through the soft tissue. There's no chopping. You got this joint out. You see, this is an awesome joint. So I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. Go into the thigh crease here. Once you just release the soft tissues, you see that hip joint there, and you see there, you can see that's the hip joint which comes out, and then you just slice through the soft tissue. And again, if you notice, I haven't chopped anything, and you've got this, the next piece. Then with the lower limbs out, we go to the pec. You can feel a small groove here, that's the shoulder groove. So what you can just do is go into that. You see that, how the shoulder joint got separated, and you got to hook your fingers on the underside of the scapula and just peel it out. So the whole breast piece sort of gets peeled out. That's another major chunk there. And you do the same procedure on the other side. Feel for that there's a small groove in the shoulder, and just slide your knife in. Again, no chopping. This is the other. This chopping is different. So you got the next shoulder piece out there. So you got 4 major chunks. Now you have the body. So with this body, what you do is, there's something called as a lucky bone, which we as children were very proud of to have. And once you go through the sternum there are 2 small bones on the dorsum which will come out like that, and you have to just hold it, and the chicken just opens up. Chicken just opens up into the 2 basic body pieces. These are the ribs, and this is the ventrum, or the under part of the body, and this is the upper part. Sorry, this is the dorsum, or the upper part of the body. This is how the chicken is, and these are the ribs, and this is the lower part, the breastbone and all that. So with the basic dismembering of the chicken without chopping and any of those complicated things, now the remaining, I missed the joint. So now, since we got major pieces of the chicken, it's all left to you how you slice all these major chunks into what kind of pieces you want. The rest of it is just basic butchery. Till now it's technical stuff. Alright, thank you. So I put some mint as well into that concoction that I was talking about. Now we got the chicken which has been diced. I added the diced chicken to this whole thing. There you go. And I'm going to add the salt. Follow the proportions that I told you, but inches. So I just put salt based on how much thickness of chicken is, and that's basically the amount of salt I told you to put. There you go. Now we just mix the whole thing.